A 13-year-old Florida boy who remains unnamed is accused of stabbing his own mother to death just 2 weeks after she had given birth to a baby girl. This happened on Thursday evening at the family's apartment in Hialeah, if I pronounce that correctly, Hialeah, which is a city near Miami, Florida. The 13-year-old boy himself called police, letting them know that he had murdered his own mother. Police arrived at the scene at around 11:30 p.m., at which point they located the body of the 39-year-old victim, Irina Garcia. She was found in a bedroom. She had been repeatedly stabbed. She was lying deceased next to a crib where her 14-day-old baby daughter was lying. Thankfully, the 14-day-old girl was unharmed. But you have to wonder about trauma. Perhaps she's too young to suffer trauma, but she was there in the room when her 13-year-old brother stabbed her mother. So potentially traumatic, but perhaps being 14 days old, hopefully this won't register, but who knows. Investigators believe that the 13-year-old boy waited for his mother to fall asleep before purposefully stabbing her to death. We're told that the boy's stepfather, the victim's husband, works as a truck driver. He was out of town at the time of the attack. The 13-year-old boy was in the apartment with the mother and the baby girl when he committed this heinous act. He's been detained. He's been charged with second-degree murder. Why second-degree murder? I'm not smart enough to give you the answer to that, but I would have thought first-degree murder. If it's believed that he waited for his mother to fall asleep before killing her, I mean, surely that's premeditation. I'm no expert here, but I think first-degree murder entails premeditation. I don't understand why he's not being charged with first-degree murder. Perhaps it's due to his age. I really don't know. Obviously, the case is still under investigation. However, as we said, the boy did contact police himself and claimed that he had murdered his mother. He continued to cooperate with police. He was calm and seemingly was willing to admit his guilt. We're not told of any understanding of a motive. We're told that the 13-year-old boy was considered a good kid, that he had no mental health issues, and it's very, very confusing as to why he would have done this. The 13-year-old boy has been held in a secure detention, and we're told that he was hospitalized after he threatened to harm himself, but I believe he has been released by hospital. That's my interpretation, and that's pretty much all the information that we have at this point. So of course, full condolences to the family and friends of the victim. 39-year-old Irina Garcia gave birth 14 days prior to her murder to a beautiful baby girl. Her husband, the 13-year-old boy's stepfather, out of town at the time, and his life has been utterly destroyed, utterly turned upside down. Hopefully he finds the strength to cope with this terrible situation. He has a baby girl to look after. Hopefully that will pull him through. But of course, I hope that he and the baby girl gets all of the support that they need to get over this tragedy. It's going to take a long time, of course. So what can we learn from this situation? I don't really know. We're told that the 13-year-old boy was a good kid. He was an honest student. There was no issues, no drug use seemingly. He wasn't a gang member seemingly. We're told he had no mental health issues. So effectively, we're told that this comes as a complete surprise, comes out of nowhere, shocks the family, shocks the community, and couldn't have been predicted. That's the impression we're being given here. Perhaps more information will change that, but do we really have to worry about our 13-year-old children, our good kids? Are they going to turn around and start killing their parents? What drives a boy to do this? No motive, seemingly planned. That's my take on it. He waited for his mother to fall asleep, or rather that's what investigators believe. That strikes me as premeditation. So why would he do this? Is it because of the video games that he plays? Is it because of the movies that he watches? Are we going to blame the gang rap that he might listen to? Is this TikTok's fault? I mean, I don't think so. I think all of those kind of things are nonsense. That's my generalized take on it. I think we can be influenced by media for sure, and certain people, particularly youths, are going to be more influenced than others, but not to the extent that that's a significant factor in murdering somebody. That would be my take on it. So with that, I don't think we can learn a great deal. I think this is just one of those tragic, awful situations that we can't control. There couldn't have been any real prevention for. If the boy didn't have any mental health issues, how could anyone have acted to prevent this situation? I'm going to say that there is a blessing. The 13-year-old boy chose not to harm his 14-day-old sister. That's a huge blessing there. This situation could have been even worse. We are told that he tried to self-harm. That's why he was hospitalized. We're not told of any injuries that he sustained. Perhaps they were serious, perhaps they weren't. So here's a question. Do you feel sympathy for this 13-year-old boy? Clearly troubled, certainly in the moment. Do you feel sorry for him? I feel kind of neutral in this situation. I don't feel as much anger towards this 13-year-old boy as I have towards other youths that have committed crimes. For whatever reasons, I think when I read through these articles, just some of the details provoke more anger within me, more disgust within me. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm disgusted, of course. It's a barbaric act, but I don't know, it just seems like it's a crazed act from someone who is being described as being a good kid, an honest student. So he wasn't embroiling himself in crime as far as we understand. We're not being told that he was obsessed with knives, obsessed with guns, or obsessed with death or murder or evil acts. We're just told that this came out of nowhere. There he is, 1 minute playing Xbox, the next minute he's stabbing his mom to death. I don't know, I just feel neutral. I've got to presume that the boy is suffering some mental issue, undiagnosed, certainly a mental episode. I think I've rambled a little bit too much there, so I'm going to wrap things up at this point. If you do appreciate the coverage, please do like, comment, subscribe, share the video as you see fit. If you're in a position to consider joining my memberships, please do. Perhaps you're able to drop a super thanks, that would be great. But it's okay if you're not. I'll thank you for your time and take care.